Hey YouTube. So I'll read Matthew 24:21 says, "For then there will be great distress or great tribulation, unequalled from the beginning of the world until now, and never to be equalled again." I've had this great distress, I believe. I went under such great distress, I was like a minute from dying, you know. The pain was so great that my body was just going to die rather than suffer this pain. And I was a minute away and I had to change my path. And by changing my path, I was able to endure this pain. I had to make I had to change something. It was like change something, and it was able to, it stopped me from dying. But if I'd kept going on my same path, I would have died in a minute's time, in under a minute's time, just from the pain, the sheer pain that I was suffering. I don't think, to me, I cannot see how anyone could suffer any greater, you know. It's huge. The suffering was huge. It was massive. So it says, 24, "For then there will be great distress, unequalled from the beginning of the world until now, and never to be equalled again. If those days had not been cut short, no one would survive, but for the sake of the elect, those days will be shortened. At that time, if anyone says to you, 'Look, here is the Messiah,' or 'There he is,' do not believe it. For false messiahs and false prophets will appear and perform great signs and wonders to deceive, if possible, even the elect. See, I have told you ahead of time. So if anyone tells you, 'There he is out in the wilderness,' do not go out, or 'Here he is in the inner rooms,' do not believe it. For as lightning that comes from the east is visible even in the west, so will be the coming of the Son of Man. Wherever there is a carcass, there the vultures will gather. Immediately after the distress of those days, the sun will be darkened, the moon will not give its light, the stars will fall from the sky, and the heavenly bodies will be shaken. Then will appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then all the peoples of the earth will mourn when they see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he will send his angels with a loud trumpet call, and they will gather his elect from the four winds and from one end of the heavens to the other. Now learn this lesson from the fig tree. As soon as its twigs get tender and its leaves come out, you know that summer is near. Even so you will see all these things, when you see all these things, you know that it is right at the door. Truly I tell you, this generation will certainly not pass away until all these things have happened. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will never pass away. But about the day or hour no one knows, not even the angels in heaven nor the Son, but only the Father. And it was in the days of Noah, as it was in the days of Noah, so it will be at the coming of the Son of Man. For in the days before the flood, people were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, up to the day Noah entered the ark. And they knew nothing about what would happen until the flood came and took them all away. That is how it will be at the coming of the Son of Man. 2 men will be in the field, one will be taken and the other left. 2 women will be grinding with a hand mill, one will be taken and the other left." So, yeah, possibly, okay, watch out that no one deceives you, for many will come in my name. This is Matthew 24:4. "For many will come in my name, claiming I am the Messiah, and will deceive many. You will hear of wars and rumors of wars, but see to it that you are not alarmed. Such things must happen, but the end is still to come. Nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There will be famines and earthquakes in various places. All these are the beginning of birth pains. Then you will be handed over to be persecuted and put to death, and you will be hated by all nations because of me." So the nations are persecuting me at the moment with their mind control technology, and they totally hate me. And I've suffered this great tribulation, like such great suffering, man. Massive suffering. Like, it's got to be Christ, man. This massive suffering, it has to be a sign of Christ, you know. But the nations don't want to believe. They just want to persecute and put me to death. They refuse to believe. So it's just like the days of Noah, you know. They knew nothing of what was going to happen up until it happened. And then Noah's kind of like a bit of a fantasy story, you know, like the flooding of the whole world and stuff. But that's how we read it. It could be God's power, and powers back then and stuff were way different. Maybe they had magic powers back then or something, and we've lost them. I don't know. But yeah, great tribulation, guys. I went through great tribulation, man. Honestly, huge tribulation. I'm pretty sure no one's ever suffered like it, and no one ever will again. That's my theory. That's how great my suffering was. No one's ever suffered like it, and no one will ever suffer like it again. It was huge suffering, man. It was massive. And it was caused by the nations, caused by the governments of the world, caused by evil people, wicked people. Massive suffering. Anyway, that's a video. I just wanted to put that out there. Read those scriptures and comment that possibly I've been through the great tribulation, and there's probably others like me who have come through similar suffering and pain. Not similar, but lesser suffering and pain, but still great. But yeah, my tribulation was great, man. It was huge. It was massive. And I went to the hospital, sat in the waiting room for 5 hours and maybe 6 hours, didn't get seen at all, and I was suffering the whole time, just coming down off the peak of great suffering, just about to die from my suffering. The suffering would have killed me. 6 hours in a hospital, and I didn't even get any painkillers or anything. No painkillers, no drugs, nothing. Took 6 hours to see me, and suffering, because I told them I was schizophrenic. So as soon as I told them, you should have seen the look on the nurse's face as soon as I told her I was schizophrenic. But I'm not fucking schizophrenic. I'm not schizophrenic. It's a cover up of the governments. They want to do evil. So, you know, hopefully Jesus is real, guys, and I've been through the tribulation. We've reached the tribulation point, and yeah, Jesus is on his way. So, because he needs to deal with these nations, man. These nations are out of hand, man. They want to rule the world. They want to enslave all the civilians. All the governments want to enslave the civilians, you know, with mind control technology. It's rude, bro. It's evil. They just want to enslave us. They don't want us to be free. They want to withhold money from us that we've legally earned fraudulently. You know, they want to fraudulently hold back money that we've legally earned. And they want to keep us poor and miserable and depressed and without any fight in us, you know. So, I guess hopefully Jesus is real, because then he can just smash them and punish them, and they can go to their hell that they so deserve for causing this great tribulation, you know, and then persecuting me even further after it. Not providing any relief, not cutting the day short, nothing. Just allowing it to carry on and on and on. And then even perpetuating it, you know, making it worse. They just made it worse. They made it fucking worse. They perpetuated the suffering. They refused to comfort me. So that's my story. No story there. I'm just saying, possibly we've reached the Great Tribulation period. Yeah. Anyway, that's a video. That's a 9-minute video. Goodbye, YouTube.